Good morning, friends, Houstonians. This day is the culmination of really decades of work by many of the individuals here. And for me, it's a great moment because I know that Houston is going to be the beneficiary of something bigger than even this powerful group of people. What they're going to be the beneficiary of is a program we call Clean and Green. And it is it's really an improved version of a criminal justice environmental initiative that allows criminal offenders the opportunity to give back to their community by cleaning up our waterways while simultaneously making themselves eligible for a clean record. The program is a public-private partnership of the first order. Here's how it works. In Houston, our waterways are, the water is owned by the port, the banks are owned by or under the control of the Harris County Flood District, but really no one has the resources nor the responsibility of picking up the trash, removing the invasive species, and these things pose environmental threats, not just public health threats, but public safety threats. Crimes happen in and around our bio and greenway areas. And so this initiative will be a partnership with American Youth Corps and American Youth Works and the Texas Conservation Corps. And they will actually run the program where misdemeanor offenders will report for either 6 hours one day or 12 hours 2 days to perform all of the services that are needed, from picking up plastic bags and garbage to working on skimmer boats. They'll tell you more about how the program will work, but it's designed to benefit Houstonians, especially those who've been accused of a crime, arrested for it, brought to court, and instead of being jailed or given a permanent criminal conviction for a minor law violation, will now have the opportunity to actually repay their community, return to court for a dismissal with proof of their service, and go on about their lives. It's on our city seal. It's because so many railways cross here. The program will be completely paid for by offenders at a cost of $240 each. It's sufficient to help include the cost of indigent defendants or people who cannot pay. We'll have a maximum of about 160 slots per month for people to come work off their criminal involvement in the system, and I think Houston will be the better all the way around. It is the institutionalization of a program that started in the 1970s. County attorneys, Vince Ryan is here, his staff, Terry O'Rourke, Rock Owens. These are people who have been giants in terms of environmental prosecution, environmental investigation, and environmental improvement. And it's important to the quality of life of Houstonians. It's important to public safety. Likewise, we're joined by many community activists who have worked to help clean up Houston and give us a healthy environment from just a civilian perspective, just people who wanted a better Houston. And many of those groups are represented here. Let me start by thanking Ann Olson and the Buffalo Bio Partnership, who have allowed us and generously hosted us in this space this morning, but who for the last 12 years have run the original Clean and Green program, a program for prisoners and for probationers to work off their crimes, work off their time in pieces. It's always been a voluntary program. It's always worked well. They've got a great safety and track record, and they will tell you exactly how many cubic yards of trash over the last decade have been collected through this simple program. But today marks the institutionalization of the program. We are marrying the criminal justice system and our environmental advocates and advocacy and workers. And I think it's a great combination, a win-win for everybody. I also want to thank, of course, the members of my office. We have Alex Karras here, Alex Forrest. I don't know what's wrong with me today, I'm excited. We have Alex Forrest here today. He is the chief of our Environmental Crimes Division, and he, along with Nathan Beadle over our Misdemeanor Division, will be responsible for selecting the participants who are asked if they want the opportunity to come work off their crimes. And so it'll be based on a combination of evidence about the offenders, the crime, etc. And of course, certain classes of offenders, violent offenders, will be excluded. I also want to thank Keep Houston Beautiful, Robin Blute. Keep Houston Beautiful has been our partner all the way through. They do so much good in Houston for our environment. It was natural that they be our partners and that they join us today. And then this area, of course, is represented by Commissioner Rodney Ellis, longtime criminal justice reform advocate and somebody who I believe this program is right up your alley. It is a win-win for the offenders, for the community, and for the victims of nonviolent crime, who will actually, not just the victims, but everybody else who will actually benefit from a cleaner Houston. I also want to thank, of course, our main partners, the Texas Conservation Corps, overseen by, I can't get it, by AmeriWorks, right? American Youth Works. They'll tell you about their organization, but they've been around for 40 years. They do this work all over Texas. This, we hope, will be their flagship public-private partnership, and I certainly am proud to work with your organization. We've met all the team members. They're here for you all to interview. They're excited, and I think that they're going to do some great work with our offenders. Finally, Galveston Bay Area Work and the Gulf Corps crew are joining us. These are just a few of the longtime environmental advocates who welcome the greening of criminal justice. With that, I'd like to bring up Park Smith from Texas Conservation Corps. Park?
Hello everyone, my name's Park Smith. I'm the CEO for American Youth Works, and where we run the Texas Conservation Corps program. American Youth Works has been around for about 40 years in the state of Texas, serving young people through a combination of education, jobs training, and engaging them in service to their community to improve the communities wherever we serve. We started back in the early days teaching reading in jails and realized that we wanted to help people not end up in jail. If we could be a part of the solution before they got there, then we could influence people to take the right path and stay on the right track. Eventually we started our own charter school and a GED program, and then we were doing jobs training. We realized if we could get people employed in meaningful careers, that they would have a pathway to success, and that's what American Youth Works is all about. Our Texas Conservation Corps has had a very specific focus on conservation projects and disaster relief work, and we do that all over the state of Texas. We've helped the surrounding states, but we're working right here in the Galveston Bay doing Gulf Corps restoration. We're working throughout your community for the cities and counties around this area. For Texas Parks and Wildlife, for the U.S. Parks, National Park Service, U.S. Forest Service. Those are the types of partners that our young people are serving in as AmeriCorps members throughout your community every day. We have about 300 young people who are serving the community across the state of Texas. But here locally, we are so excited to be a part of this partnership with Harris County District Attorney's Office, where we can help people who are on the pipeline to prison, who might be otherwise, you start with your first offense and you end up getting a track record that gets you to where it's very hard to get a job or to get an apartment. And in this partnership, we will engage them in. It's an innovative partnership that allows us to clean up the parks, to clean up the bayous and the water systems, with folks who are needing to pay their debt back to the community. This is a restorative model that will allow these people who would otherwise start a track record that could lead them to a life without many opportunities once they get a record. But if we can steer them in the right track, we can get them helping our community clean up under good supervision, where they'll be safe working out there, where they'll be learning about the environment and the importance of keeping our community clean and the ecosystems that provide water to all of us through these bayou systems that help the fishing industry. If we can get the clean water into the bay so that the fish can grow healthy and help our entire fishing industry and the coastal communities. All of this feeds together, and it's win-win-win. The city of Houston gets beautiful parks and greenways. The offenders get the opportunity to get their to restore their place in the community, and we all benefit from those elements. So we are very excited to be a part of this partnership, and we'll be starting up this week, where we'll take the first people out into the community to start this cleanup work. So it's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be a part of this community. Besides this offender opportunity to go out and restore their record, we are also employing young people from the community as AmeriCorps members who have no criminal offense, but they just want to step up and serve their country through these AmeriCorps programs. We have opportunities for other people in the community to participate and help out in the environment, building your trails, helping with habitat restoration work. That's what we've been doing for the past 25 years in the Texas Conservation Corps, and we have opportunities for other people to serve that way as well. So hopefully some of these offenders will see the light by working out here in the parks and preserves and get inspired to give back for the rest of their lives, like many of the young people who come through our program, our typical programs. With that, I'd say thank you to the people of Houston, to the district attorney for having the vision to see a way to combine these two needs of offenders who need to get their records cleared and the need to clean up our local parks and bayou systems. So thank you very much for giving American Youth Works and the Texas Conservation Corps the opportunity to be a part of this community and helping bring these solutions together.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us here in this beautiful setting and this beautiful morning. I'm Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez, and I'm here to lend my support for this program. And I want to commend our district attorney for being innovative, for being forward-thinking. And we share with her the belief that here in Harris County we can have an effective, an efficient, and a criminal justice system that's fair for everyone. And from a criminal justice perspective, to us, this is a no-brainer. Right here to my back, just to my left, we operate the largest jail complex in the state of Texas, the third largest in the entire country. And in fact, right now, we're pretty much at capacity. And so to me, it tells me, and it's a reminder that we must continue to find innovative ways to address that. This isn't a jail issue, this is a criminal justice issue. And it takes innovative thinking to find creative ways to deal with nonviolent offenders. We simply cannot incarcerate our way out of these issues. And so this program is a no-brainer for a number of reasons. One, clearly it diverts non-violent offenders, and I think that's the point to emphasize here. We're talking about non-violent offenders. I'm a believer that we could be tough on crime, but we could also be a little bit compassionate as well and find opportunities where it makes sense to help restore someone's standing in the community. Because look, incarceration carries with it many stigmas, not only for the offender himself or herself, but also all the way down to the children. It trickles all the way down to the children. And so we need to find ways to break those patterns. So this creates one more avenue, one more tool in our toolbox that we could utilize to help divert some that would be appropriate to divert. It benefits the offenders because, again, it gives them an opportunity to get reintegrated back into the community, find ways to be productive and give back, and also benefits the community because we're finding ways to help reduce recidivism, and that's always key. We want to stop crime. And the more we could create opportunities that removes those stigmas and breaks those patterns, the more we could reintegrate people that instead would be reoffending. Instead, we give them an outlet where they could stop that recidivism from happening. It reduces the costly criminal justice system that we have. It's very costly. And so this helps save some taxpayer dollars that would otherwise go into a costly incarceration system or a very costly prosecution system. So it makes sense as well there in terms of being cost efficient. We need to find ways to be efficient. In this day and age, there are limited budget dollars in a number of areas, and so we got to make sure that we're being good stewards with the taxpayers' money. And it's good for the environment as well. This will greatly benefit our waterways and our public lands as well. And so I think that's an added plus as well. And again, there's just a number of benefits to our city and to our county. So we're proud to be supportive. We too operate a similar program as well that again helps reduce recidivism in our county, and we need more of this. So again, I want to commend our district attorney for being innovative, for being forward-thinking, for finding solution-based models that we could utilize to accomplish our goals, and also American Youth Works as well with Texas Conservation Corps, all the team members that are here today for making this possible. I'm a big believer in collaboration, and I think this is a strong way for us to do that. I see our partners here with My Brother's Keeper as well that we work with closely with the City of Houston, Mayor Turner, so we could reduce, again, some of the incarceration rates that we have. And right now, more than ever, we need it because our jail is basically at a tipping point right now, and we need to find some relief. And so finding creative ways that make sense for the offender, but most importantly for public safety and for the community at large, I think it's a win-win for everybody. So we're proud to lend our support from the Harris County Sheriff's Office. Thank you. And now we'll be bringing up my colleague in county government, Constable Alan Rosen for Precinct 1.
Good morning. I think it's also great to have a situation where you have a district attorney that's also forward-thinking and trying to declog the criminal justice system. I co-chair the Criminal Justice Coordination Council for the county, and our whole mission is to find ways to divert people away from the criminal justice system. And it's what we've been doing for a bit 9 years or plus. So it's important that programs like this help facilitate, these kinds of programs. I also think it's important, and I focus a lot of my attention on the juvenile population in our county. Presently, there's about 280 kids locked up in the Juvenile Detention Center, many of which are charged with serious crimes, some of which are minimal. And we've got to find a way to have their record erased. And this program offers that. This program offers a way for people to have a small minimal record and get it erased so that they can go on and lead productive lives. It benefits all of us if we have people that are out there earning a living, taking care of their families, and being a productive member of society. In my opinion, America is about second chances. And I really, really think it's important that we look for alternative ways to have people erase their records and get back to society. So thank you, District Attorney, for doing that. It's absolutely great. I also want to talk about what Precinct 1 does in terms of illegal dumping, because part of which this program is going to exist is by people that go out and illegally dump, or the waterways, which contribute to flooding and contribute to other public safety issues that have been brought up. But I want to talk a little bit about people that go out and illegally dump, because those people are nonviolent offenders. And we need to help them clean up what they dumped, but also, not be involved in the criminal justice system long term. So let me give you a few facts. In 2016, 2017, we did 694 investigations for illegal dumping. 396 charges were filed. We're currently investigating 60 cases. The average age of the offender is 50 years old. Dumpings occur evenly through the week, Monday through Sunday. Most common items dumped are tires, furniture, and construction debris. Most persons dump within 3 miles of where they live. So these are just things that we've got to deal with to kind of make sure that we're taking a proactive approach to catching people that are doing something and then putting them in a program that's going to rehabilitate them and also give back to the community for the criminal act they committed. We have 100+ undercover cameras throughout the city and the county right now. They are live cameras, so they're in places which are catching people either committing crimes or illegally dumping. We have had people that have taken ATM machines out of the back of their vehicles and dump them in illegal dump sites. Our largest narcotic seizure came from an illegal dump site. We had a child that was beat 62 times, all caught on an undercover environmental camera. People have burned their cars for insurance. So everything is caught on these cameras. And, again, it's just our way of creating an opportunity where we educate people about illegal dumping, and we also have an enforcement component. So, District Attorney, great job. Kudos to you for creating an opportunity for people to clean their record and also take care of the criminal violation that they have. I'll be around afterwards if anybody has any questions from an environmental perspective or the program, and thank you for having me here.
So I'm Rodney Ellis, and I'm here to express my support for the folks who come together to pull together this program. I do want to say I wouldn't always be supportive, but here on the 50th anniversary of Martin Luther King's death, I'm supportive of this program this day because primarily these 4 leaders have been on the front line on so many criminal justice reforms. It is important to know we're talking about people who did commit a crime. They did do something that was wrong. We're talking about primarily juvenile defenders, and it's giving them, as the sheriff said, a second chance to get it right. Sheriff, when we were helping folks who were victims of Harvey, I was out at NRG one day, and I went out, I saw one of your buses, and I went out to the back to speak to the young men on the bus, and when I walked on, some of them recognized me. And they said, Ellis, they finally got you. And I said, no, I'm here because I fight for criminal justice reforms. I know what you guys are here to do, and I want to stress to you, don't mess this up. Because if you do this and do it right, there are other people who have this opportunity as well. So Kim Ogg, I'm so proud of you. It is a monumental program. To institutionalize this is a big deal, and you're going to do it the right way. So I applaud you. Thank you.
I want to thank all of our partners here. It really is a great program. I want to clarify, when Commissioner Ellis and Constable Rosen talk about juveniles, so far, at least at this stage, it won't include anybody under 17. But as we in this older generation talk, what we're talking about is younger people who offend, and there are plenty of them. The average age is around 22, but I'm telling you, this program will work for everybody. And for those who cannot stand the heat, who are handicapped in some way or challenged otherwise, we will come up with components. There's a whole recycling component that is the natural next step to cleaning up trash. We will be sending offenders to sites where trash has been dumped, and various pieces of the program are going to be part of the natural expansion. But we'll start right here on this bio with this crew. I'm so excited about the partnership that we have that is going to benefit so many Houstonians. As a lifelong Houstonian, somebody who's lived here all my life, played in the bayous when I was a child, ran along the bayous like you, Vince Ryan, during a lot of years, and now walk along those bayous. We have the opportunity to really improve our city by improving the quality of lives of the people who live in it, by offering them a healthier environment, by teaching their children that littering and dumping and things are harmful to them, and by giving them the opportunity to reintegrate into our workforce, which makes us safer. So I want to thank all of our partners for the culmination of many, many years' work. And I look forward to lots of trash, lots of invasive species, lots of plastic bags, and lots of criminal records being cleaned up. Thank you very much. Sure.
Can you just, I mean, like, is it, I mean, what less, I mean, you
Okay.
burglarize the house, or is it more like, you know? what kind
Here's how it'll work, Maya. A person gets arrested for a misdemeanor. As long as it's nonviolent, they go to jail. This is not a pre-charge diversion program like the marijuana diversion program. They will go to jail. They will come to court. In court, they will be represented by a lawyer and they will meet with a prosecutor. Our prosecutors have discretion to look at the evidence in the case, to look at the offender's history, their job, their family situation, to see whether there's a victim. They take all that into consideration. They use their best judgment. They'll pick 160 people a month. That'll be coordinated through the two prosecutors that I pointed out, Nathan Beadle and Alex Forrest. And those offenders will report within days to this site, to these supervisors. They'll do a day or 2 days of work. They'll come back to court, show their proof of work, and we'll dismiss their case. And they will have eligibility for total expunction.
So what level, like, up to what part? Like, class,
Up to Class A,
class A?
misdemeanors.
So, I guess the only concern is some people might be like, well, I want somebody who burglarized my house to spend some
That's a felony. So burglars are felons, and burglary of a motor vehicle, absent very special circumstances, I don't think our prosecutors would be recommending any diversion. I think burglars go to jail. I think that's what secure facilities are for. So I don't think the public has anything to worry about, and I think they have everything to gain by a program that lets people come pay their price to the community through a measurable value. You know, minimum wage times 6 hours times 160 people times, 4 days a week, 12 months a year. There's a value there. And government doesn't have the resources to pay for everything our community needs. And unfortunately, we need cleaner waterways.
Help people understand what a Class A misdemeanor is. What kind of crimes are
Well, there's a number of Class A misdemeanors. There's criminal mischief, there's trespass, there's possession of certain types of controlled substances. There are marijuana offenders who will be in this program if they didn't go to their class, take advantage of their first diversion, go to jail. We'll send them here and ask them to help clean up their community. Other marijuana offenders weren't eligible for the pre-charge diversion if they were in a school zone, etc. So those types of offenses. Anything violent involving a weapon or an assault, we're not going to send here. They'll be processed through the system, and our prosecutors will use their discretion to determine whether jail or probation is most appropriate. And anybody who wants a trial ought to be able to get one.
I have a question not related to this event. Are you cool with that?
Well,
Right there?
how about afterwards? Anybody else have questions about this event? Okay, I'll see you afterwards.
Oh, you want to?
Yeah. Thank you.